A little something, something, something like
Hey, what's going on, fellow Rangers? Welcome back to my humble abode. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you've all been doing well. So I've got a pretty nice comic haul to show y'all. I've acquired most of these last Wednesday, which was November 4th. And then this one right here I actually acquired like a week and a half ago. So I'm going to run through most of these pretty quickly. I'm going to talk about some of them. And at the end, I'm going to actually show y'all my favorite book that I've read this year. And it is a graphic novel. So hopefully y'all stay tuned for that. So a little history about my comic book collecting. Um, I collected when I was younger as a kid. And I went to like comic book conventions here in Charlotte. And used to grab comics there. And sometimes at Buy Low at the the rotating stand. I remember that, and there was one other local comic book store in Matthews that I used to go to and collect a lot of baseball cards as well. And so I actually signed up for my first pull list about 2 or 3 months ago at my local comic book store, and it's my first time ever having a pull list. And since then, I've been just hooked onto comic books, and it's just been something really exciting to look for. If you don't know, every Wednesday in the comic book collecting community, it's called New Comic Book Day, and it really feels like a weekly holiday. Do any of y'all feel like that? It's just something really exciting to look forward to every week. But anyways, so yeah, let's go ahead and get to this haul. So this right here in front of me is called The Last Ronin. It's written by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. And I'm not exactly sure who the artist is. Kind of confused. There's a lot of names. So my apologies if I don't announce all the writers and artist name. I'm trying to get more familiar with it. But so far I'm really digging this run. It's just been a run that I've been really anticipating. I think a lot of people have been. And if you've been with this channel for a while, you know I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan. Of course, the only comic book that I've read about Ninja Turtles is the one with the mashup with the Power Rangers. So I do want to read all the older ones, the original Ninja Turtles one, but I don't know where to start. So if you do know where I should start, let me know in the comments, and let me know if it's actually worth it. But so far, The Last Ronin is it's more than I expected, honestly. It starts out action packed. It's got a pretty fast pace, but a very comfortable pace. And basically, there's only one last Ninja Turtle left in this dystopian future, and all the other three brothers passed away, unfortunately. But they're still in his thoughts. They're like his conscience, and he talked to him throughout the comic book. And so it does reveal who the last Ninja Turtle is at the end. And of course, I'm not going to spoil it. So, but yeah, if you want if you want a copy of The Last Ronin issue 1, I would look up on eBay, jump on it as quickly as possible if you find a good price, or talk to your local comic book store and see if you can get the second printing, which is coming out, I think, early December. But yeah, this is a very hot book right now. I actually have another variant here. I was trying to get more, but my local comic book store only had this one left, and this was the last one, so I got pretty lucky. But as you can see, it's a very cool cover. I actually do have one more coming in from eBay. Should be here in a couple days, I believe. So, really looking forward to that. Like, I am all in on this run, and yeah, it's just something I'm really looking forward to. I'm sure a lot of people are. But anyways, let's move on. So here we have crossover. This is a new run from Donny Cates. If you don't know who Donny Cates is, he also writes Venom, the current Thor run as well, and he actually wrote Cosmic Ghost Rider. Probably one of the most popular writers right now. And it's drawn by Jeff Shaw. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yeah, so far in this book, in the beginning, there's like a huge summer superhero event where um, most of the fictional superheroes and villains come alive into this real world in Colorado. The skies just opened up and they just come out. It's kind of weird. It doesn't exactly show exactly what happens what happened, but so basically, one of the superheroes put a force field around Colorado, and now the world is just in chaos in a sense. A lot of people are judgmental towards these superheroes, and the main character name's Ellie, and she's basically a supporter of these superheroes, and it basically just takes it just shows her going to. Well, actually, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but so far I'm really digging it. It's something that I was mesmerized by the writing. Donny Cates just is so good at writing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next issue. All right, next we have Wolverine Black, White, and Blood. So this basically contains like several untold stories of Wolverine, and all the illustrations are in black, white, and red. And so far, I'm digging it. There was some really cool stories. Of course, one of the stories, he was like extremely. It seemed like he was extremely intelligent, which he really isn't considered in the Marvel universe. But I still enjoyed it. I'm looking for the next issue. All right, next we have Mighty Morphin. Let me actually take this. And this is actually a continuation of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers run. This is supposedly like issue 56, but they put issue 1 on there because it's a new arc, a new story arc. And I don't know, I kind of feel debated because, yeah, it's still like a continuation from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers run. But I'm okay with it. It's got a really nice cover. I'm really digging it. I grew up watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so I really want to read up more on the past Mighty Morphin Power Rangers run. I'm not really into all the Dino Rangers and all the like Neo ones yet. I may get into it one day. But let me know if you've been reading any of these and if it's worth reading the early Mighty Morphin Power Rangers run. And then let's see. Next we have Year Zero, Volume 2, Issue 1. I do have all the issues from the Volume 1 series. And yeah, so far so good. I actually didn't read the last 2 issues. I need to catch up on it, but I'm really digging the writing from Benjamin Percy. So far so good. And basically, in the first volume, it tells the stories of 4 different characters and how they go about the zombie apocalypse. And I'm assuming it's going to do the same thing with this volume. I haven't read it, but as you can see, it's got a really cool cover. Up next, we have Web of Venom Empire's End. This is a one-shot, I believe. I actually already read this. So there's a huge Marvel Universe event coming up, and I think it's called King in Black, and basically it's about this deity named Null, and I don't know too much about him. I haven't read the Venom. I'm not reading the Venom run, and that's where he's appearing a lot, supposedly. So, but he's got similar powers to like Venom, and I mean he's even more powerful. So in this story, the character Talus is in there, the scroll. So I was really excited to see him, and so far this is it's kind of like a prequel. It kind of felt like a prequel to the King in Black. So, but I really enjoyed this issue. Here we have Thor issue 9, written by Donny Cates, drawn by Nick Klein from the looks of it. And I read this, and it was okay. Yeah, there's some interesting things that happened, but I really was digging what was happening in the early parts of this Thor run with Galactus and all. Although there's this one YouTuber who talked about how like they made Thor too strong. Like it was kind of weird how he actually I don't want to spoil anything, but so far a lot of people agree that this Thor run is pretty nice. All right, next we have X-Men X of Swords Part 12 or 10 of Swords, sorry. As you see, it's a cover of Apocalypse. I actually haven't read anything about the 10 of Swords run yet. It's an event that a lot of people are really admiring right now, and I actually do have all the parts so far, but I'm gonna collect them all 22 first, and then I'm gonna read it all in one sitting. All right, next we have Ten of Swords Part 13. We got Storm there. Looks like he's dancing with some kind of Egyptian god-looking figure. Kind of reminds me of the character Gnosis from the PC game League of Legends. Very OP character if you get a lot of stacks. You're only going to understand that reference if you play the game. It's probably one of the most popular, most played game on PC. I played it way too much in my 20s. Haven't played it in a while though, which is probably a good thing. Here we have a facsimile. It's actually the first appearance of Vision, and it looks like it's the Avengers issue 57. And yeah, this must have the original comic book actually probably came out pretty long ago. As you can see, it says 12 cents. So I don't know which decade, but yeah, very excited to see how he first appeared and how he was. All right, next we have Undiscovered Country, issue 6. Very cool cover. Let me know if any of y'all been reading any of these, and if you've been enjoying them or you dislike them. Let me know your thoughts. We got Coffin Bound. I heard this one's about, I don't know, I haven't read anything about it yet. So, but I heard it's a pretty complicated read, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, that's issue 8. I've got rest of the issues coming in soon. Next we have The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 2. And so The Walking Dead run is back, and it's in color. The original run, comic book run, was in black and white. So really excited that they came out with this because I didn't read the original run. Of course, if you've been paying attention to my latest videos, I've rewatched The Walking Dead, the AMC TV series in the past like 3-4 months. I binge watched it and I'm caught up in everything. And yeah, freaking love the show. One of my favorite shows of all time for sure. And as you see on this cover, it's got Glenn. Let me know if any of y'all are Walking Dead fans. I'm sure there's got to be some of y'all who are huge fans. Let me know who's your favorite character or whatnot. And let's see. My favorite character in The Walking Dead is probably... It could be Glenn. Daryl's a great character. Of course, I'm still kind of skeptical on what happened to Rick. Just weird how his... Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything, but... Yeah, okay. So here we got a comic book from DC. It's called Deceased Dead Planet 5. Issue 5. And this is of the Swamp Thing. And looking like a zombified Swamp Thing. Very cool cover. And then next we have... Dark Knight's Death Metal Justice League issue 56. On the cover, as you can see, is the Mindhunter. It's like a different Batman mixed with Martian Hunter from a different Earth in a different multiverse. I don't know. It's still very confusing to me. And last we have Sweet Tooth: The Return. I don't know anything about this, but supposedly there was a different run, and this is written by Jeff Lemire. Very popular writer right now as well. He writes Daredevil, and I heard that run is great. But yeah, the original Sweet Tooth run, I heard it was awesome, so just wanted to try it out. We shall see how it is. But anyways, let's get to my favorite book that I've read this whole entire year so far. All right, so my favorite book that I've read this year so far is called Saga. This is written by Brian K. Vaughan, and the illustration is by Fiona Staples. And this is book 1, which contains issues 1 through 18 from this run. And I got this from Amazon. It was like 30 something bucks. And it is the most funnest book that I've ever read in a very long time. Of course, the manga Berserk is great, but I don't know. This is different. This makes me have different types of emotions throughout the whole reading session. It's just, it's just a spectacular adventure, and it's basically about a family. The husband name is Marco, the wife name is Alana, and their daughter name is Hazel. So basically, in this universe, there's all kinds of different races. It's kind of like Narnia, mixed with the Fifth Element. There's just different creatures that talks like humans, and in this case, in this family, Alana is from this planet called Landfall, and her people basically has wings, and her husband Marco is from a moon called Wreath, and they basically have horns or antlers. In his case, horns, and they actually can cast magical spells. So basically, in this universe, it's very taboo for these two races to mix together and have a baby. So because of this situation, they escape and they're basically trying to run away from these mercenaries. And they just basically go on adventures, go on different planets and just meet different unique characters. I mean, it's just wonderful. I mean, the cliffhangers that this writer leaves on each chapter is just freaking marvelous. It really leaves you hanging and wanting more and more. It's so freaking good. Like, I can't stress that enough. This book is so freaking amazing. Like, I've never read anything like this, and it's got graphics in it, so that makes it even better. And it'll make you feel all kinds of emotions throughout it. It really does. It makes me, there's so many times where I just laughed out loud, and many books don't do that. And it really makes you, care for these characters. I know it's kind of weird to say, but it really wants, it makes me feel like I want the best for them. And it's still ongoing. I actually picked up book 2 as well. And this, I gotta say, this book has a lot of foul language. It has nudity as well. From the covers, it doesn't look like it, but it does. It's crazy. The dialogue is freaking awesome. I love the freaking dialogue. I feel like Brian K. Vaughan, he's like just extremely open minded, and I freaking love that. Freaking love the open mindedness of this book, of this story. So I mean, if you're easily offended by like nudity and just weird things, then you may want to stay out, away from this book. But yeah, so far I think in the comic book run they got up to like issue 55. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna continue later on. I mean, they have to. They better. So actually, recently I grabbed book 3. So all 3 basically costed about like altogether about like $100, and it's one of the best $100 I've ever spent in my life. Like, seriously, this is such a spectacular adventure. I highly recommend it. Just try book 1. It's 30 something bucks. Don't eat McDonald's for the next couple weeks and just get this book. Trust me. But yeah, there's so much, there's dragons in it, there's huge trolls in it, there's like a Siamese cat who detects lies. And yeah, it's just quite an adventure. Read nothing like this before. Anyways, yeah, that's my favorite book series that I've read this year. And it could be my favorite graphic novel I've ever read in my life. It's very possible. So, anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts on any of these comic book runs if you like to. Let me know if you've read Saga before. Let me know what you thought of it, or let me know if you've been reading any other comic book runs that you enjoy. Maybe I may get interested and try it out. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this. You know what? We did reach 3K subs about a week and a half ago. So I'm gonna have more of an official announcement on that regard next video on my toy hunt video, and I'll have a 3K giveaway announcement. So stay tuned for that. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. All right, Ranger out. Peace.
Oh my God. Oh my God, coming. Another one coming. Oh shit, 3 coming. 3.